In this episode, we're covering my Atlas Earth progress. Yes, this is the episode I've been waiting on for a while now. This is the episode where I do my first tier jump. Before we do that, I'm going to discuss how I got there, basically what I've been doing, how long I've been doing it, and then we're going to go run through all 70 parcels, overturning them and revealing the rarities that I got. And then we're going to take a look at and discuss the comparison between what I was making before and what I'm making now. If that sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings, welcome back. Bronze Dragon here saying, hey, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate your time. If you like this kind of content, please take a second and like and subscribe. Send it around, forward it to your friends on various social media if you think they're going to be interested in Atlas Earth coverage. I appreciate it. Okay, just to start off, quick little snippet here. If you're new to Atlas Earth and you were just fishing around on YouTube to find videos about apps where you can make some money, Atlas Earth is one of those apps, and if by the end of this video you're intrigued and you want to start playing the game, first of all, you can check the backlog of the videos on my channel and find out a lot more information on Atlas Earth. And second of all, in the show notes you can find a referral link in which if you use that referral link to start playing Atlas Earth, we both come out ahead. Basically, at the time you get buy your 11th parcel of land in game, then you get 200 free Atlas bucks, which basically equates to two more free parcels of land, and then on your way to that, I get 100. So it's dished out in little increments, 10 per parcel you buy. But either way, we both come out ahead, and I would appreciate it. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about my first tier jump. Okay. And this is a term that is often discussed by people who play Atlas Earth, and it's on the Reddit, and it's just a strategy, in other words. And we talked about it in my last, I did a full-scale video. You can check out one of my last few videos last week, and I go over all the details about it. Basically, a tier jump is saving all your Atlas bucks up to buy 70 parcels or whatever happens to be the number of parcels in your tier, because they do vary from United States to, we also covered the other nations charts that are out there, and you can find them directly on the Atlas Earth website under the support section. Either way, the tier jump is, instead of buying them one at a time, saving up and buying that whole group of parcels all at one time, so that when you cross over a certain line and your boost level goes down, you don't end up losing money. In other words, you skip over that whole losing money part. Okay, so I talked about that in the last episode. We're not going to go over that. Either way, I've been saving up for a while to do my tier jump from 150 to 220, and I did that today. First of all, we're going to take a look for a minute at where I was. Okay, I was at 150 parcels. It took me, I've been playing for 4.5 months at this point. Okay, and I've been at 150 parcels for a while now, maybe a month. I didn't really keep track of that. But I've been doing all the standard things, and I took advantage of playing the Atlas Arcade games. I do know that over time the number they kind of started off in full force, and they had a lot of good games, and they were giving out a lot of Atlas bucks, and that's kind of dwindled now. I've heard a lot of reports, especially of people on Android. I know I'm not getting a very good selection of them, and some of the people that were showing pictures on the Reddit from Android, some of the games just don't appear to even be worth it, but that's beside the point. One of the things I did do over the last 4.5 months is continually to play make headway in the games I have downloaded to get that. I also take a big advantage of, I'm here in the States, so we do have the AMP program, and I take advantage of, there are very few providers out there, restaurants, that offer the 4-to-1, but I happen to have two by me, and I do frequent them, like the Salad Works. I will buy Salad Works like maybe once a week for my wife and I and my daughter if she's home. And then maybe once every other week I'll have yogurt from the yogurt place, which is the 4-to-1 too. So I take advantage of that. I have done some surveys. I know there's mixed reactions to those. I'm not especially fond of them, and I haven't had very good luck with them. Maybe I'm like 25% completion rate on them. But these are all things, along with actually getting my referral codes out there, spread them around to your friends and such like that. I would say do that. And along with, collecting the usual 2 Atlas bucks per 20 minutes here in the States. Okay. So these are all things I've done. I have not used the travel program yet. I haven't even tried it, so I can't really comment on it. But that's where it's gotten me at this point. Okay. And today I just bought my 220th parcel. Okay, so let's take a look at where I was before I did the tier jump. This is where I was. I was at 150 parcels, and if you don't know this website, this is Atlas Earth Calculator. I'll leave a link in my show notes. Shout out to the guy who put this together. His name is at the bottom, and I should highlight that. Matt Smith. Okay, and I don't know what his in-game name is, but it says all rights reserved to Matt Smith. So shout out to Matt for making a good tool. But either way, I was pretty average. I was at 50% commons with 75. I was at 32% rare, which is slightly above the 30% pull rate for rares. I was slightly below average on epics. Epics are supposed to be a 15% pull rate, and I was at 12.5%. But I was a little bit above average in legendaries. The average legendary pull is 5%, and I was at 5.33. And as you can see, I also have my other variables over here. I am in the 15% badge boost tier. So let's go ahead and jump down and look at the averages here. So I'm just looking at this main average here, 62, almost 63 cents per day, and an average of about $229 per year. That's where I sat before the tier jump. Okay. Now, let's take a minute. What I did was I recorded my screen while I did the tier jump. So there's no audio because it was kind of loud outside. So I'm going to throw this video at you and just check out the rarities that I got. Well, it took a while to save up the 7,000 Atlas bucks, but it was fun actually buying the parcels. So this is the way it breaks down. The tier jump was from 150 to 220. It was 70 parcels, 36 common, which ended up being above average for common, 20 rare, which was below average for the drop rate, 9 epic, which was also below for the drop rate, and 5 legendary, which was above the average drop rate. So overall, I think everything went along fine. Okay, so where does that leave me? We're back here. I updated the totals on the AE calculator, and as we can see, I'm at 111 commons, which is slightly above average drop rate, 50.45. I'm at 68 rares, which is also slightly above the average drop rate of 30%. I am at 28 epics, which is below average, the average being 15% for epics, and I am slightly above average for legendaries. So I'm above average with everything except for epics, and that's where I take the hit. Okay, so the rest of this numbers are basically the same. It's going to it tells me that what I need to do is go ahead and save up for the next tier jump, which will be another 70 parcels. But let's go down here and look at the totals again. And my average is now slightly more than 66 cents per day, and that's about $242 per year. So we're going to jump over here to the Atlas Earth page just to look at the chart I'm referring to. And keep in mind, depending upon where you are, what country you're from, and where you primarily play, your numbers are going to be different. So just because I'm doing my tier jump from 150 to 220 doesn't mean it's going to be for you unless you're here in the United States. If you're in another country, you're going to refer to one of the other charts over here. If you're in Great Britain, your tier jump is going to be from 61 to 100 and 101 to 150 and so on. If you are in Mexico, same idea. Your tier jump is going to be from 51 to 85, 86 to 100, etc. And Germany and France is not live yet, but the same idea goes there, and their tier jump is going to be from 71 to 100, 101 to 135. The idea is the same, and so on with South Korea and Japan. Once again, if there are any questions, as always, I would refer to Tasty Wallet's guide, which I leave the link in the show notes. But my next jump, and what I did in today, is I was bumped down to the 20x. I found it very hard to say goodbye to that 30x, but it was needed for progress in the game. And overall, you can see that my average is going to be a little bit above this because this chart does not take into account your badge boosts. So with that said, my property that I own in Atlas Earth has gotten significantly larger, rather. I was kind of a little bit bugged that I was not able to maintain my square/rectangle due to the amount of I did the math several different ways, and there was just no way I could do it. I came down on either side with 2 rows and across the front with 1 row, but I had to leave some notches. If you see back in the back there, I had to leave some notches on either side because I didn't have enough parcels. But either way, I'm making progress, and down the road, I might be competing for mayor in my area, but it'll be a couple tier jumps in the future, and I might have some competition too. So stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comments section how you're doing in the game, and if you have any questions, we'll roll with it. I might be able to feature your question in a future video if it's juicy enough. Either way, this has been Bronze Dragon. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy, and I will see you in Atlas Earth.